Whether created to power bustling metropolises through hydroelectricity, irrigate arid farmlands, or provide tranquil retreats for adventurers and nature lovers, these lakes are all artificially made. So for today's video, I'm counting down 15 of the most fascinating man-made lakes. Starting with number 15, Lake Powell in the United States. Located in the southwestern part of the United States on the border between Utah and Arizona, Lake Powell is one of the largest man-made lakes in North America, with a length of over 186 miles or almost 300 kilometers, and 1,900 miles or about 3,000 kilometers of shoreline. The lake began to be formed in the early 1960s when the Glen Canyon Dam was built on the Colorado River as part of the Colorado River Storage Project. Completed in 1966, the dam's purpose was to control flooding, provide water storage for the arid southwestern states, and generate hydroelectric power. The reservoir behind the dam, Lake Powell, was named after John Wesley, and that with this as a backdrop, the waters have become popular for recreational activities. From the countless boaters who explore the series of hidden bays, inlets, and beaches, to every water sport you can think of. And a huge fishing community too, looking to catch a variety of species, such as striped bass, largemouth bass, and walleye. Number 14. The Blue Lagoon, Iceland. The Blue Lagoon, which can be found on a peninsula in southwestern Iceland, is one of the country's most famous destinations that's known for its blue waters and unique geothermal properties. But what's most surprising about it is not that it was man-made, but that it was formed completely by accident. It's only actually been there since 1970 when it began to develop next to a geothermal power plant, and the plant used the area's geothermal energy to produce electricity and hot water for nearby communities. And it was the excess mineral-rich water from this process, which was considered waste, that began to pool in the lava fields to create this lagoon. The generating skincare products from the lagoon's natural ingredients. With an average water temperature in the bathing and swimming area ranging between 98 and 102 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 37 to 39 degrees Celsius, it's perfectly comfortable all year round, even with the notoriously unpredictable weather. Beyond the health benefits of the water, it's also an environment unlike anything you've experienced before, with milky blue water set within the lava fields and volcanic steam being released from the vents all around you. Number 13. Lake Pichola, India. The surprisingly old Lake Pichola is next to the city of Udaipur in India, and after being created in the year 1362 by tribesmen, it was supposedly named after a nearby village. The history of the lake is deeply connected with the rise of Udaipur city itself. Maharana Uday Singh II, who founded what would become the capital city of the Kingdom of Mewar, was so inspired by the beauty of the lake that he further expanded it once the city was established in 1540, known as the Lake Garden Palace, which was built in the 17th century and served as a refuge for Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan during the rebellion against his father. The palace is decorated with sculptures, intricate carvings, and surrounded by lush gardens, preserving the opulent lifestyle of the Rajput rulers. With 4 islands on the lake, its formation has transformed the fortunes in the region, and by providing water for irrigation and drinking, has become crucial to the development of a thriving community around it. Number 12. Busko Blato, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Found in the southwestern region of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Busko Blato is one of the largest reservoirs in the Balkans, covering an area of around 21 square miles, or about 55 square kilometers. The lake was created in the 1970s as part of a hydroelectric project, and following the construction of a dam on the Busko Blato field, the reservoir began to form, and now feeds a hydroelectric plant that provides a source of water supply for irrigation. It also provides a great source of fish, which is further benefit to the local community. With recreational activities like boating, fishing, and swimming, the surrounding hills and valleys that provide excellent opportunities for hiking and cycling, and the nearby town of Livno that has a rich history dating back to the Roman era, it becomes one of the most popular visitor destinations in the region. Number 11. Kielder Water, UK. Kielder Water, which is in Northumberland in the UK, is the largest of the approximately 570 artificial lakes in the country. Completed in 1982, it's surrounded by Kielder Forest, which is the largest man-made woodland in England, creating an amazing landscape that attracts numerous visitors for its natural beauty. Plans for Kielder Water began in the mid-20th century when the growing demand for water in the northeast of England meant that an infrastructure upgrade was needed. with a need to ensure reliable water supply for both domestic and industrial use in the region. Construction of the dam began in 1975, and it took so is its connection with art. The Kilder Art and Architecture Initiatives features a collection of outdoor installations and sculptures that are splattered around the reservoir and forest, designed to enhance the natural landscape and provide a thought-provoking experience for visitors. The most famous works include Sky Space by James Turrell and The Wave Chamber by Chris Drury. There's also an observatory overlooking the reservoir that takes advantage of some of the best dark skies in the UK above it, which offers public stargazing events and educational programs. Number 10. Lake Argyle, Australia. One of the largest man-made reservoirs in Australia is Lake Argyle, which is in the Kimberley region of Western Australia. It was formed as part of the Ord River Irrigation Scheme, which was a major agricultural development project that began in the 1950s. The main aim of the scheme was to use the waters of the Ord River to transform the arid region into fertile farmland, with the first step being the construction of the Ord River Diversion Dam, flood level. As such an enormous body of water, the lake soon began to support a large variety of wildlife, and it's now home to over 70 species of freshwater fish, including the barramundi, which is highly prized by anglers. It also provides a habitat for a variety of birds, making it a prime destination for bird watchers keen to spot species like the majestic sea eagle, the brolga, and countless different waterfowl. The lake's islands and shores are the ideal habitats for wallabies, and you'll want to be careful if you're swimming in the water because the lake is home to a number of freshwater crocodiles too. It's so large though that the chance of encountering a croc is pretty small, and their presence hasn't deterred water sports enthusiasts from using the water all year round. Scenic cruises are popular too, as they offer a way to experience the lake's beauty, providing close-up views of its sweeping landscapes, wildlife, and the mountain ranges that form its backdrop. Number 9. Maro Vakuas, Mauritius. The Republic of Mauritius is a stunning island Louis and its surrounding areas. It spans an area of approximately 4/5 of a square mile, or about 2.1 square kilometers, and has a capacity of about 914 million cubic feet, or 25.8 million cubic meters. It's fed by several streams and rainfall, benefiting from its location in the high rainfall area of the Central Plateau, and it was formed by building an earth-filled embankment dam. With its primary role as a water supply reservoir, it's now taken on an important part of the island's cultural and social life, having become a popular destination for family outings with picnic spots and walking trails that offer stunning views of the reservoir and its surroundings. Surrounded by lush greenery, dense forests, the area is also home to a range of plant and animal life, including several species that can only be found there. The forested area around the reservoir is full of species such as the native vakuas trees, and it's from these that the reservoir gets its name. In recent years, the government has had to take steps to protect and preserve it and its catchment area, including measures to control pollution. Wood Hydroelectric Dam began. The purpose of the dam was to generate hydroelectric power to support Malaysia's growing energy needs, and completed in 1985, the dam led to the flooding of the Kenyir River Valley, creating the lake. The project submerged over 15,000 hectares of tropical rainforest, transforming the hillscape into a vast store of water with over 340 small islands, which are all that remain of the hilltops that once covered the valley. The lake is well known for its breathtaking scenery and ecosystem, and the reservoir's crystal-clear waters are surrounded by lush rainforests, making it a haven for wildlife and plant species. So it's home to countless species of birds, insects, and mammals, including rare and endangered species such as the Malayan tiger, Asian elephant, and various hornbills. Fishing is one of the most popular activities that's done there, attracting anglers from around the world. The lake is teeming with freshwater fish, including species such as the giant snakehead, the Hampala barb, and the Kayla, making it a great place. Moving on to number 7, Lake Nasser, Egypt. The enormous Lake Nasser is one of the largest man-made lakes in the world, and it's located in southern Egypt and northern Sudan. It was created as part of the Aswan High Dam project, which was undertaken by the Egyptian government in the 1950s, under President Gamal Abdel Nasser, after whom the lake is named. The dam was constructed to control the annual flooding of the Nile, provide water for irrigation, and generate hydroelectric power. It was built between 1960 and 1970. The dam itself is an impressive feat of engineering, at 364 feet or 111 meters high, and nearly 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers long. The creation of Lake Nasser behind the dam required the relocation of over 100,000 people, including Nubian communities that have lived in the region for centuries. Additionally, countless archaeological sites, including temples and monuments, were at risk of being submerged. An international effort led by UNESCO successfully relocated many of these historical treasures to higher ground, the most famous being a reliable source of irrigation, and it's transformed arid lands into fertile fields. As well as its role in water management and agriculture, Lake Nasser is a major source of hydroelectric power. The turbines here at the Aswan High Dam generate substantial electricity, supporting Egypt's growing energy needs. It's also become an important place for tourism and recreation, too, with its vast, tranquil waters and desert surroundings offering unique opportunities for adventure. Huge Nile perch live in the waters that attract anglers from all over the world, and there's a growing ecotourism industry that takes full advantage of the lake's remote location and untouched natural beauty. Number 6. Kowloon Lake, Indonesia. Kowloon Lake, which is on the island of Belitung in Indonesia, is a stunning place with deep blue waters and white sandy shores. But it's another man-made lake that was formed completely by accident. That's because the region has rich deposits of kaolin, which is a type of white clay that's used in various industries, including ceramics, paper, and cliffs, creates an almost ethereal quality. Despite the industrial origins, Kowloon Lake has become a surprising tourist attraction, with visitors being drawn to its beauty, which is like a tropical paradise. The lake's calm turquoise waters and white surroundings provide a perfect backdrop for leisure pursuits. While it is undeniably a fascinating place, it's all been by chance, and Kowloon Lake remains a reminder of the environmental impact of mining activities. It doesn't always work out like this where mining takes place, and offers an alternative route where planning and other sites turn into destinations once valued materials have been removed. Number 5. Lake Bokhodi, Hungary. Lake Bokhodi in Hungary has become known for how the local community has come to rely on it in a completely different way to what you'll see elsewhere. The region has long relied on industrial activities, and the lake itself was created in 1961 to serve as a cooling pond for a thermal power plant. The warm water that was discharged and remained, but Lake Bokhodi has gained popularity among visitors wanting to see the sight of the colorful huts set against the backdrop of the calm waters. Sunrises and sunsets are particularly spectacular, with the changing light casting beautiful hues across the water and the houses. Even with such industrial origins, the lake has become a vital haven for wildlife, attracting anglers from across the region and plenty of other animals that live in the landscape around the lake, with it providing a source of water all through the year. The use of the lake has begun to change, though, with the local community and authorities recognizing the potential of it as a tourist attraction. Infrastructure improvements such as better access roads and facilities for visitors have been developed to support the increasing visitor numbers. And it's truly a fascinating place to visit. There's plenty to do, with fishing still being one of the main attractions, and the boardwalk provides a unique way to walk across the water, allowing you to explore the area and appreciate the environment. Boating and kayaking, too, are also popular here, offering yet another perspective of the flow benefits of damming up the Tavropos River to create a reservoir that would serve multiple purposes, such as irrigation, flood control, and hydroelectric power. His vision would eventually become a reality with the construction of the dam beginning in 1955. He would then take a further 5 years before the lake was fully filled in 1960, and then named in his honor. Now covering an area of 9.3 square miles or 24 square kilometers, the lake reaches a maximum depth of 200 feet or about 60 meters. It has fulfilled the original vision, providing power to the surrounding communities and far beyond, and creating a much-needed reliable source of water. But what's unusual about this lake is that with a surface altitude of over 2,500 feet or 790 meters above sea level, it's a lot higher than most reservoirs and means the landscape around it is like no other. Surrounded by dense forests of fir, oak, and chestnut trees, it's created a habitat for diverse wildlife, including deer, foxes, and various. Lac du Santa Croix, which is in southeastern France, is a stunning artificial reservoir that's become famous for its waters and incredible surroundings. This lake is the third largest in France, and it's now a central attraction within the Verdon Region Natural Park. The history of the lake dates back to the early 1970s, when the need for water management and hydroelectric power generation led to the construction of the dam on the Verdon River. Completed in 1973, the dam submerged an old village, which was rebuilt nearby, and the resulting lake, named after the nearby plateau, covers an area of 8.5 square miles or about 22 square kilometers, with a maximum depth of up to 305 feet or 93 meters. The dam that holds the lake in place has hydroelectric generators able to produce up to 142 million kilowatt-hours of electricity. But while it certainly lived up to its initial aims, there was a surprising consequence of its creation that became one of its most famous features. The waters here take on a striking blue-green coloration, which is a industry in the region. The calm, clean waters provide a perfect environment for activities, and there are plenty of ways to explore, from paddle boats and electric boats that are available for rent to the leisure boats, canoes, and kayaks that are a mainstay of lakes like it. The area around it is also great for hiking and biking trails, offering spectacular views of the lake and the surrounding mountains. One of the most popular hikes is the trail to the village of Aguin, perched on a hill overlooking the lake, with the village offering panoramic views and a glimpse into the traditional provincial way of life. It's also bordered by several villages that further add to its charm, which offer unique attractions, local markets, and traditional French cuisine, with the villages providing a perfect base for exploring the lake and its surroundings. Number 2. Qingdao Lake, China. With crystal clear waters, Qingdao Lake, also known as Thousand Island Lake, is a stunning artificial body of water that's in the Qunan County of Zhejiang Province in China. And you'd almost think it's a natural for there are 1,078 large islands and countless smaller ones scattered throughout, all of which were once hilltops and mountains in the dry valley. These islands vary in size and shape and create a complex labyrinth of waterways and landmasses. As stunning as it is from the surface, however, it's the hidden treasures that are arguably the real appeal of this lake, such as a large region that was submerged to form it. Beneath the lake's surface lies the ancient cities of Xicheng and Hechong, both of which date back to the Han and Tang dynasties. They're both surprisingly well preserved underwater, with Xicheng in particular gaining international interest as a time capsule of ancient Chinese architecture and urban planning. The creation of such a large water source has drastically changed the ecology of the region too. The islands are covered with dense forests providing habitats for various birds, and the waters of Qingdao Lake are teeming with fish. Tourism, too, is important as well, with a range of activities for visitors including boat tours, hiking, cycling, and water sports, formed by the construction of the Kariba Dam on the Zambezi River, and it covers an area of 2,100 square miles or 5,500 square kilometers, reaching a maximum depth of 318 feet or 97 meters, and a length of 139 miles or 223 kilometers. As with most reservoirs, the history of Lake Kariba began in the mid-20th century, when the need for reliable hydroelectric power to support the growing economies of Zambia and Zimbabwe, which were at the time known as the Northern and Southern Rhodesia, became apparent. The Kariba Dam project began in 1955 and was completed by 1959, and it was one of the largest construction projects the continent had seen at the time. It involved the relocation of around 57,000 people, predominantly the Tonga tribe, as well as significant wildlife conservation efforts. But in the decades since, it's generally been seen as a worthwhile effort. The dam's construction created a reservoir that submerged vast regions of land, transformed ecological and economic activity. The lake supports a vibrant fishing industry, with species such as tigerfish, tilapia, and kapenta, which has helped local communities thrive. The lake and its surrounding areas are also home to countless species of birds, mammals, and reptiles, and it's probably best known for its supporting population of Nile crocodiles and hippos. But the islands and shores are visited by elephants, buffalo, and various antelope species too, making it a great place to see those incredible animals. Tourism has then become a major industry around the lake, with the lake's stunning scenery and wildlife attracting visitors from all over the world. Houseboating is a unique and popular way to explore the lake, allowing tourists to navigate the vast waters while enjoying comforts of home. Fishing safaris, game viewings, and photographic safaris are other popular activities. The lake's islands, such as the Matusa-Dona National Park in Zimbabwe, offer exceptional opportunities for wildlife viewing. Tourists do bring in much-needed funds to the region, but local authorities have prioritized protecting the balance between visitor needs